for such a time as this. Are you our help? Are you our hope at such a time like this? Is there before you now a chance you dare not miss? Could it be you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? You and I know you're the one to go before the king.
How I feel that he won't hear the message that I bring.
I see you there, so young, so scared, not knowing what will be.
If I should go, please tell my people I've one plea. Pray for me for such a time as this. For such a time as this. Is there a help? Is there a hope at such a time as this? Is there before me now a chance I dare not miss? Could it be I have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Will you find mercy there?
Will I perish? Who can say?
Still at this time we cannot keep silence. We will stand, we will pray for such a time as this.
Who am I? How could it
For
be
such a time as this.
that you would choose someone like me?
Is there a help?
I'll go
Is there a hope
at
at such a time as this?
I know I must be strong.
There is before me now
Now that my purpose I can see,
a chance we dare not miss.
nothing lies for me.
We have come to the kingdom for such a time as this. There is before us now a chance we dare not miss. Could it be we have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? We have come to the kingdom for such a time as
Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, who reigned from India unto Ethiopia, over 172 provinces. And in the third year of his reign, King Ahasuerus gave a magnificent feast for all his officials and servants, showing off the riches and wealth for his kingdom for 180 days. After all of this, he gives another feast for 7 days in the garden court of his palace for all the people who were present in the citadel of Susa. Queen Vashti also hosts a royal feast for all the women who lived in the royal palace of Ahasuerus.
On this last day of feasting, I command my servants to bring Queen Vashti, having her royal crown, so all people may see her beauty.
As you order, my king.
Queen Vashti, King Ahasuerus is having a banquet for the whole land, and he wants you to join him, and he wants you to wear the royal crown.
What? Put on my royal crown and have all the king's officials and people of Susa stare at me? Tell the king that I refuse to come.
Please, Queen Vashti, it is King Ahasuerus' order, and he will definitely be angry if you will not come with me.
I am having a banquet for the woman, the king's house. I cannot and will not go at the king's banquet. Go and give my response back to the king.
As you have asked, my queen. King Ahasuerus, we have visited Queen Vashti and given her a personal invitation for the banquet, but she said she would not come.
According to the law, what is to be done with Queen Vashti? You should obey the command of the king which is delivered by the chamberlains.
Queen Vashti had wronged not only the king, but to everyone within his kingdom. For this deed of the queen, it shall be known to all women, which will only cause them to despise their husband whenever they wanted to.
If it pleases the king, let a royal commandment from him, and it be written among the law of Persian Media, so that it cannot be that Vashti should come no more into the presence of King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her a position away to another who is more worthy.
And when the king's decree is heard out to all his kingdom, all men are to be master on his own house. Then all women will give honor to their husband, great and small, that they may think twice about disobeying our commands.
Send out the king, as you suggested. Let us find a new queen who will listen and obey her husband.
As you order.
Yes.
Now in Sushan the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, for he had been carried away from Jerusalem with captivity. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother. And the maiden was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, that many maidens were gathered together unto Sushan the palace, that Esther was brought, and also unto the king's house, to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women. And Haggai was pleased of Esther, and she obtained kindness of him. And he gave her things for purification, and 7 maids. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. Esther did not tell anyone that she is a Jew, for Mordecai had told her not to show it. Now, when every woman's turn has come to go to the king Ahasuerus, after that they have been there for 12 months, according to the manner of the women, as for the days of their purification accomplished, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with the other things for purifying the women. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all of them that looked upon her. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained favor and grace in his sight more than all the virgins. So he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Then the king was made a great feast for all who in the palace, and announced to everyone who the new queen is, and gave gifts according to the state of the king. After Esther became the queen, Mordecai consistently go to the gates of the palace to visit and see how Esther is doing.
We observe the king faithfully how dare he demote us, and not only we demote us, but ridicule make us not.
I have to agree. Let's credit and take revenge for what he has done to us.
We will kill the king and with him out of the way. I know the next king would surely get us back to our position.
Perhaps even offer us a promotion.
First thing first, we must find the best thing to do it.
May I know what Esther is doing?
Yes, sir. Queen Esther is doing well.
Yes. Is there any way you can get me to see her? It's urgent. It's a matter of life and death.
Oh, then please follow me. Queen Esther.
Mordecai,
Esther, you must relay my message to the king.
about what?
I was sitting outside the palace, and I heard two guards there were ill. There was a big gun. And they're planning to kill the king. You must inform me as soon as possible.
I must do as you said. I will quickly inform the king, so that nothing bad will happen to him or his kingdom.
Queen, what is the matter? Please tell me what is the matter.
If you would just listen, my king. Someone approached me today with news of his laying you.
And where did this news came from?
A man named Mordecai. He overheard two men discussing their plans at your gates. They are planning to lay hands on you and take over the kingdom.
And who were these two men?
Teresh and Biglan, the officials who are in charge of guarding your gates.
I'll bet Russian pig can hang on the gallows, and wherever this went in the book of Chronicles.
As you order, my king.
Thank you, Esther, for giving me such important information and helping to protect me and the kingdom.
Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite. Haman was a descendant of Agag, who was the king of Amalekites, the people who were Israel's sworn enemy for generations. King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, and all the king's servants that are in the king's gate bowed down and paid homage, for so the king had commanded concerning him. But Mordecai would not bow down or pay homage.
I am disobeying the king's command. Haman has been promoted by the king, so you should obey.
Mordecai, warn you this every day. Haman has divine power, so you must respect and bow down.
As a Jew, I only bow down to my Creator, the Creator of heaven and earth.
Perhaps it is time to think and see whether there's Mordecai reason. Please say he is the Jew.
So, Mordecai is an Israelite?
Will you deal with him?
If I only deal with this one, then it will not solve the problem. These Israelites are everywhere, and I will look for a solution to deal with them once and for all.
That man refused to bow to you? He needs to be put to death.
This Mordecai will surely cause the rest of Israelites to rebel against you. So what will you do?
I cannot just put Mordecai to death. There will be just some of these men that will challenge my position. I need to figure out a way to have all the Israelites to put to death. I must do this wisely and carefully.
Will you not act quickly?
This is a very important decision, one that cannot be done hastily. We must cast aloud.
From day to day and from month to month until the 12th month. That is the month of Adar.
So be it. This will give us plenty of blood of us.
Haman sought to destroy all the Jews throughout the whole kingdom. Haman's anger led him to take out his wrath upon all of them and went to talk about it to the king, that exposes his hatred for all the Jewish people.
King Ahasuerus, there are certain people in all the provinces of your kingdom whose laws are different from other people. They do not observe the king's laws. So, it is not the king's interest to let them remain. If it pleases the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to those who carry on the king's business to put on the king's treasuries.
Here is my signet, Haman. The silver is yours, and those people also to do with their masterpiece.
Thank you, King Ahasuerus, for the power and authority you have given me. I will issue an edict to your entire kingdom to have all the Jews, both young and old, killed on the 30th day of the 12th month.
Haman suggested to murder the Jewish people and did not tell the king Ahasuerus how many were there in his kingdom. King Ahasuerus probably considered that it is just a small threat. And the letters were sent by post into all the governors of each provinces and officials to destroy and to kill all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women, on the 30th day of the 12th month, and take all their possessions.
What was happening? There was a plan to kill all the Jews. I will repent in sackcloth and ashes. I will pray and ask God to help save his people. People of Israel, repent and appeal to our most high God. Pray for our deliverance.
Esther's servant told her about Mordecai weeping at the king's gate, dressed in sackcloth and ashes. She sent the servant to find out what is wrong with Mordecai, and he brought messages back and forth between Esther and Mordecai.
Mordecai, Queen Esther sent me with his new clothes. She wanted you to take off the sackcloth.
I cannot. I must do what needs to be done. Does the queen not know the evil plan to kill all the Jews?
I do not believe the queen knows what you're talking about. She's concerned for you but has not heard of any.
Then you must show this to her. And ask her to see the king and ask for his favor to plead for our people.
I will go and celebrate it.
Mordecai learns the plan and rips his clothes, put on a sackcloth and ashes, and cries out loudly. Anciently, this is the way of people used to show their mourning. When one is wearing sackcloth or ashes, they could not approach the temple of God. Mordecai would not approach the king in this state.
Witness, I tried to offer Mordecai chains of law, but he had not taken them. He never agreed for a plan for all the Jews to be killed. Where is the copy of what came and set up for all the offering? Mordecai requested you to see the king, ask for his favor, and plead with him for your people.
All the king's servants and the people of king's provinces know that if any man or woman who is not summoned comes to the king, to the inner court, the law says, he or she be put to death, unless the king holds out the golden scepter, so that he or she may live. And I have not been summoned to come to the king for these 30 days.
I will go and tell her, Mordecai, or what you have said.
A few moments later.
Witness. After I meeting Mordecai, he said, you cannot escape from this if you are remain silent. Even if you are in the king's palace, if you are remain silent for this night, you and your father's house will be cured. And who knows whether you obtain royalty for such a time as this to help save your people.
I would walk across the desert. I would swim across the sea. I would fight 1,000 armies, if that's what God asked of me. I would climb the highest mountain with my life I'd gladly pay. But am I willing just to live from day to day? What would I give to live? What would I say to save my people? What would I lose to choose the good over the evil? What would I do to prove that with God I'm not afraid? Am I willing to simply fast and pray? What would I give just to know that God will hear me? Cause such a little thing endear me to Him. I would give so much, but I just need to let Him touch my life. What would I give to live? What would I say to save my people? What would I lose to choose the good over the evil? What would I do to prove that with God I'm not afraid? Am I willing to simply fast and pray? What would I give?
Hey, Dad. You are a faithful servant. Take this message to Mordecai. The lives of all the Jews depend on it. Go, assemble all the Jews who are found in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my maidens also will fast in the same way. And thus I will go into the king. That act is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
Mordecai gives Esther the information about the plan to kill the Jews and asks her to go to the king and try to prevent all the killing of all the Jews. Mordecai points out that many lives depend on Esther's faith. Esther gets word back to Mordecai, asking him and all the Jews to fast 3 days, and when she would attempt to approach the king. In those days, if one went to the king without being asked, could be put to death unless the king put out his golden scepter to that person. We see that Esther was willing to take the risk. On the 3rd day, Esther put her royal apparel and stands in the inner court of the king's palace, across the king's house. When the king saw Esther standing there,
My queen, why are you here?
that she obtained favor in his sight, and he holds out the golden scepter to her. Then Esther goes near and touches the top of the scepter.
My queen, what's troubling you? And what is your request? Even half of the kingdom will be given to you.
If it pleases the king, may the king and Haman come this day to the banquet that I have prepared for them.
Bring Haman quickly, that we may do as my queen wants.
You order, my king.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther the queen. After the first banquet, Esther invited the king and Haman to another banquet on the following day. The king and Haman both accepted the invitation. That night, King Ahasuerus could not sleep,
Servant of the court,
so he asked for the book of records of Chronicles to be read. The king hears the record of when Mordecai reported the plan of the 2 doorkeepers to hurt the king.
what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
Nothing has been done for Mordecai, my king.
Who is in the court?
Haman just entered the court, my king.
Let him come in. Haman, what is to be done for the man whom the king desires to honor?
Whom the king desires to honor more than me, thought Haman.
For the man whom the king desires to honor, let the royal apparel be brought which the king used to wear, and the horse which the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon thy head. And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the men with them whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the city of streets, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
Hurry, take this robe and get one of my horses, as you have suggested. And do all these things to Mordecai the Jew, since the king's gate. Leave nothing undone to all that you have spoken.
Then took Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the streets of the city, and proclaimed before him, "Thus it shall be done, whom the king, the man, delighted the king to honor."
The queen, this food is wonderful, but you still haven't told me your request. What is your petition, my queen Esther? And it shall be granted to you, even to half of my kingdom will be given to you.
If I have found favor in thy sight, O Lord, and if it pleases the king, grant me my life, this is my petition, and spare my people, for I and my people has been sold to be destroyed, to be slain and to perish. But if you had been sold as male and female slaves, then I would have kept quiet, because no such disgrace would justify disturbing the king.
Who is he, and where is he that does his wicked deeds?
The one who wanted to kill us. Enemies, this wicked Haman!
My queen, I know that you and the king are very angry with me. I don't know you are an Israelite. Please, spare my life from you and from the king. Will you even assault the queen behind the house? Guards! Take the ring back to me. Take the ring back to me.
Behold, also gowns of 50 cubits high stand by Haman's house. He made it for Mordecai, the very man who saved the life of the king.
Hang him there!
So they had him on the gallows from the city.
Queen Esther, I'm sorry for all the pain and suffering that Haman caused you. Please, take care of Haman's property.
Thank you, my dear. I also want you to know that Mordecai is my uncle. He is the only parent I ever knew. My parents died when I was young, and Mordecai raised me like his own child.
Mordecai, I give you this signet ring I took back from Haman. It is my signet ring, and I know that I understand the power and authority that comes within this ring.
Thank you, King Ahasuerus. I will use this ring in keeping with all your laws and sealing all the documents that endorse your laws in the land.
Mordecai, for all you have done for me over all these years, I put you over Haman's household.
Thank you, Queen Esther. I will govern household that laws.
My king, I must now come and make your request.
What is your request, my queen?
If it pleases the king, and if I have found favor before you, that the matter seems proper to the king, and I am pleasing in sight, let it be written to revoke the letters devised by him, which he wrote to destroy the Jews who are in all king's provinces. For how can I endure to see the calamity that shall befall my people? And how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred?
I have given Haman's household to you, my queen, and they hung him in the gallows, because he had stretched out his hands against the Jews. Now, write to the Jews as you fit, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's signet ring. For the decree that shall be written in the king's name and signed with the signet ring cannot revoke or change.
Mordecai writes a decree that was sent out to every person throughout 127 provinces of the empire. The king granted armies should be right to assemble and defend their rights to destroy and kill the entire army of the people that might attack them and plunder their spoil on the 13th day of the 12th month. Mordecai departed from the presence of the king, and the Jews gathered in their towns to have a great feast, and many of the people of the land became Jews. Those who wanted to hurt the Jews could not stand before them because of the fear and dread, even the governors and satraps. The Jews killed their enemies, and Haman's 10 sons were hanged. Queen Esther and Mordecai sent out the second letter to the 127 provinces of the kingdom, words of peace and truth. In the last chapter of Esther, we see that Mordecai was second to the king Ahasuerus. Here, we clearly see that even we haven't seen God face to face, the story of Esther proved to us that we must obey God's will in our lives and trust His words in every circumstances in our lives. And God will never forsake His people. He will fight for us. He will always deliver us as He promises. Because He is the same God, yesterday, today, and forever. for our sound effects, Mr. June Pascores. And also, we would like to thank everyone for their effort and time, and also thank God for the strength and wisdom and knowledge that He has given to us.